Hello, Wanderers. Welcome back to our Crusader Kings 3 roleplay series following Titus of House Peake. And here we are in King's Landing, where King Robert's Grand Tournament is well underway. Now, we've already completed the horse race and the archery sections of this tournament. We did qualify for both, but we didn't really earn ourselves any glory or prestige in doing so. The horse race is not something where we personally will get a lot of prestige unless you win. And in the archery tournament, we had the unfortunate luck to have a peasant run on to the pitch just as we were shooting our arrow, and the peasant was unfortunately struck and killed. So, the tournament's not really going that well. Even worse is that our wife, our soulmate, Lady Margot, has unfortunately passed away in childbirth, giving birth to our daughter, Jane Peake, who may grow up to be an intelligent young woman. But because she was our soulmate, we do gain the widowed trait, which means that we cannot marry. I think there are some events that can potentially get rid of this. So we're going to wait and see if that happens. Maybe if 10 years pass and it's still there, we might remove that ourselves. Because we are still young, I think that after some time we may get over this. But for now, I think it makes sense that our character is grieving his wife. Not at the moment, because I don't think word has reached us of our wife's death yet. The tournament in game takes many months to go past, but I think in realistically speaking, it would be happening in a much shorter time. So there probably is a courier on their way with word that our wife has passed away, but we don't know of it yet. So we're still focused on the glory of this tournament and earning glory. So the next round up is the melee round, and we're going to go to the tourney grounds to try to increase our chance of qualifying, because these last three, the melee, the duel, and the joust, are where we are going to potentially earn our prestige from. So we're going to go to the tourney ground here and see what's going on. Seems like there's an improvised arena. Wrestlers are putting on a show. They trade blows, weave, duck, and circle each other until one of them makes a daring move. I call this one the lucky snake, he screams, before lifting his opponent and slamming him to the ground, making him yield immediately. Tristan, the serene and wonderful, victorious yet again, the victor gloats. Ooh, how exciting. We could lose some stress. We could study their techniques. Or we could pay some coin to this guy. I think I'm going to try to study their techniques. We could potentially increase our score, but we fail to learn anything. Wrestling is apparently not really our forte, shall we say. After this next chance we get, we might go and pray at the temple here. Let's see if we can get a good event here. The yard around the sept is deserted this close to sunset. I hear a rustle around the leaves and see a silhouette of a small animal running among the tombstones. The carvings are almost gone in some of them, clearly visible in others. I take a step towards them and feel so distant, yet almost impossible. Could we find one of our ancestors here? Soon that'll be me. I mean, we could look for maybe the crypt of one of our ancestors. I don't know if we would find somebody from House Peake in King's Landing, though. So I think we're going to say soon that'll be me and be a little contemplative here, perhaps not realizing yet what has happened to our wife. So we got one more chance to increase our chance of qualifying here. The tent camp and the tourney grounds are probably going to give us our best chance. Let's do the tourney grounds again. I really want to get that increased score here. Seems it's this T event again. Doesn't look like we can really increase our score here. 20% chance, that's our best. So let's join them for a cup of tea. Doesn't seem like we did increase our score, so we've got a chance of qualifying, but it's no guarantee. So I don't think we made it into the final rounds of the melee here. perhaps. 20 contestants remaining. I don't think that we are one of them. Speed time up a little bit here. Both teams are nearly even. Who wins will come down to a hair's breadth. The rhythmic clanging of metal on metal continues to split the air. The spectators, arrayed loosely on the edges of the fray, urge their favorites on, even as more and more contestants fall victim to ransom and ruin. I can see the heralds begin to make their way onto the field to signal the conclusion of the event. Not long to go. Let's see who wins the melee here. It appears to be Lord Franklin of Prince's Pass, House Fowler. Ah, very good. So a Dornish lord. A Dornishman. What a chaotic sport that is. All right. So unfortunately, we didn't qualify for the melee. Can we qualify for the duel? We need to earn some prestige here. Let's go to the tent camp. Lord Norwin here is expected to sweep the floor. I think we can try to get into his head a little bit by doing this diplomacy challenge. 50-50. Let's try it. He listens to us. Our score increases greatly, and his decreases greatly. Ours increased moderately there. So we are guaranteed to qualify. So that's good to see. So at least we're going to make it into the duels. We didn't make it into the melee, but we are going to prove ourselves here in the duels. So we're going to let some time pass. We're going to probably hit up the artisan quarters here, I imagine. There we go. So let's hit up the artisan quarters. Doesn't seem like we got any events or anything popped up from that. So that's unfortunate. All right, we're gonna go. Let's see. Do we go to the village? You know, let's go to the village. I don't think we've done this one yet. A visit to Hook Market was exactly what I needed to relax before the contest. As I promenade through the streets, I see local children emulating a battle using sticks as their weapons and yelling some "for the honor of my house" and multiple "args." I stop to admire one of the most prominent buildings, proudly standing in the middle of the square. As I inspect it a bit closer, however, I notice some ancient inscriptions. Ha! I've studied this ancient language. This stone would make fine walls for back home. We could get this ancient plaque. Gives us a little bit of prestige. Or we could increase the development progress in Starpike. I think that just gaining this 150 prestige is going to be the biggest boon for us right away. So the duels are about to start. Let's see how we do in the duels. I don't think that we are going to win the overall in the duels, but we at least qualified. So we made it into the final rounds. That is honorable. And look at this. We gained a level of fame. So clearly we are earning some level of prestige here. The contestants march onto the field, taking their places around the sparring quad as the herald announces the contest's commencement. The squared off ring is being looked over in the background, rattled and shaken to ensure no give should a contestant crash into it. The duel qualifiers have come to the end, and it's clear who will be put forward to the quarterfinals. So we made it into the quarterfinals. And we're going up against Robert Clegane, so the father of the Mountain and the Hound. We're going up against the father of the Mountain and the Hound, who is just a giant of a man. Oh, great. So we've been basically put up against one of the most difficult potential people. All right, well, this is great. The man's huge. Great. All right, I'm sure this is gonna go really well here. Can we beat him? Let's see. Cuffing some dirt away from my eyes, I steady myself as the hoots and hollers of the crowd rain down around me. Robert is a little way away, the pair of us having disengaged briefly to catch our respective breaths. The baying of the spectators quietens a bit as we begin to circle each other slowly. One wrong move could end this fight in an instant. Robert's eyes narrow almost imperceptibly. As we circle, I notice a small puff of dust being thrown up under Robert's right foot every time he takes a step. It's almost like he's limping slightly. Ooh, okay. Is he bluffing? You know what? I think maybe he seems injured. So 62% chance. Come on. Oh, he is injured. His leg is injured. A screeching chorus of metal on metal rings out as two blades scrape down each other's lengths, sparks glittering as they fall to the ground. I look for advantages, thinking back to when I tried identifying my opponent's weaknesses earlier. Oh, we get a new martial lifestyle perk. We need to... Oh, can we actually... I don't even know how to get into that menu. Oh, we can get into it from here. Let's choose... we're going to go and pick our stalwart leader, which is going to increase our prowess here, which should give us perhaps a slight advantage. So we're learning something even in the midst of all this. So let's see how we do here. So the duel's still close. Its victor could be either of us. We advance upon each other once more. We're both battered, both tired, and there can only be one winner. Whew, okay, so we need to... 66% chance. Do we do the bluff? It's got our best chances if we bluff. Oh, no. All right, so the bluff didn't work, but did we... We beat him. What? Wow, okay, so my weary thrust goes wide. My opponent contemptuously not even bothering to weave out of its inaccurate attempt. Instead, I find myself on the defensive, parrying blow after blow without being able to answer any of my own. I backpedal desperately, weaving and dodging anything to stay in the fight. I sense a win and rush to claim it before he recovers. I catch the strong of his blade with the last of a quick string of blows, breaking his grip and sending the weapon spinning into the dirt. The judges calling it, I have won. So he was just, oh, you can imagine this. Like, for those of you who have, say, watched the Game of Thrones show and, you know, remembering the mountain fighting the Red Viper, Oberyn Martell. Obviously, we are nowhere near an Oberyn Martell level of skill, but you can kind of imagine just facing a giant of a man like this, wailing at you with his sword, you being much smaller. And, you know, we were on that back foot, and yet somehow we managed, he overextended himself. We managed to disarm him and get the win. So I think by beating, you know, no matter how the rest of the tournament goes, I think beating Lord Robert of Fang Hill is an impressive showing, you know, beating a man so huge and like such a intimidating warrior. I think that this victory here is enough to earn us back a little bit of the prestige, a little bit of the honor that we may have lost in some of those previous rounds. So that was a good victory. So I think that means we're going to be making it into the finals, the semifinals. So Lord John of Nestridge, who do we have here? John Connington, okay. Lord Brandon of House Umber, all right. Lord Corbin of Crestfall, House Marston. All right, so let's take a look at some of these guys here. 27 prowess, Lord John. John Connington, of course, a great friend of Rhaegar Targaryen. We've got Brandon of Last Hearth, who we're going up against a tough one. Why couldn't we have gone up against Corbin of Crestfall? All right, well, looks like they're pitting us against like the most difficult warriors here. This guy's robust as well, so. All right, let's do this. I swing and swing again, battering away at Brandon's guard. A hefty shoulder push sends him skinning backwards, legs akimbo, and I see a golden opportunity. Acting entirely on instinct, I swing my leg through a long arc, the foot thundering into his groin with a heavy thread. He lets out a cry somewhere between a gasp, a cough, and a groan. Trembling fingers barely grasp the weapon as his immediately cross with pain. Within seconds, he is doubled over, barely able to stand. Do we gain this low blower? I mean, it increases our score moderately. Unfair play in the dueling ring. You know, we are deceitful, and you know, they are pitting us up against the most difficult opponents here, you know. I think that if you low, I mean, that's tough on the rep. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Is that chivalrous? See, we are deceitful, but we do have the chivalry focus. I'm torn on this one. I am a little bit torn on this one. You know what? I think because of some of the events that have happened previous in the tournament, because we are still like, you know, trying to focus on knightly ideals, even though we're deceitful and ambitious, I think that still at our age, we have this kind of wide-eyed look towards like these knightly ideals. So I think we are going to be chivalrous here, and we're going to fight this man. We're not going to do the low blow. A screeching chorus of metal on metal rings out as two blades scrape down each other's lengths, sparks glittering as they fall to the ground. I look for advantages. The duel is still so close, it could be either of us. Must remember my training. Okay, so this time, you know what? Bluffing's going to be our best chance. Okay, we did. Oh, I don't think we won. Looks like we were not victorious here. A sonorous blow rings out as my weapon glances off a helmet, my opponent staggering backwards in a daze. I follow up quickly. A swiped feint left, a hammering blow right. I advance as my adversary backpedals desperately, my sword barely being deflected by the barest of margins. Brandon changes tack suddenly, and I sense the end is near. I do my best to keep my guard up against his storming blows, but the last catches my blade awkwardly, breaking my grip and knocking it into the dirt. The judges have called for an end. I have lost. Confounded. So Lord Brandon knocks us out. I mean, we made it. We did a good try. We made it into the semifinals. Corbin is through to the final. Oh, if we would have won, we would have been going up against him. We could have won it all. A fine contest indeed. Let's see who wins the final round here of the duels. I still think, you know, I think holding to our chivalric ideals was the right call. You know, even for a deceitful character, when you are trying to be chivalrous, you are trying to be a knight, and you're trying to earn honor and prestige, even if we didn't win the tournament, I think we acquitted ourselves well, and I think that is worth something. And Corbin wins. We could have beat him. I think we could have beat Corbin, but in any case, we did do a good showing of ourselves, and I'm happy with that. So there we go. There's always next time. We still have the joust, which we can potentially earn a little bit more glory and prestige. So we're gonna head back to the tourney grounds. Marching into them, I join a group of stout knights, trading in barbs as their attendants encase them in armor. A few spectators already look down at us, chewing roasted meat and spinning bones. The churls call for a spectacle. Some of us gripe at this distraction from training. Others, amidst the hollering, insist that this has become a moment for proving. Ooh, 88% are a chance are 100% chance that it. I think we're gonna go for the 88% chance. Our training's embarrassing. Oh, that's terrible luck. All right, well, we tried to show off. It didn't work. I mean, maybe we were feeling a little pumped up from the duel, but in any case, we just need to I think we're gonna go to the tourney ground again. It just gives you the best chances here. Do we try for that again? 88% chance. We can't this time. I think, you know, no, do we just go for the 100? A slight increase of chance is not going to be enough. We need that moderate increase. Let's try it again. There we go. The training's successful this time. We're guaranteed to qualify for the joust. So we're going to make it into the final rounds of the joust. And that will hopefully help us to, you know, show off our prowess, show off our honor and our glory, and who we are as a knight. I think that we should, let's go to the artisan quarters. Maybe this thing's bugged out. Click on it, and no events happen. All right, well, in any case, we qualified for the joust. So contestants circle the lists on horseback, valets holding their arms aloft as the herald announces the contest commencement. Squires scurry to and fro, bedecked in their liege's colors, carrying equipment and supplies for the bouts ahead. The joust qualifiers have come to the end, and it's clear who will be put forward into the quarterfinals. The varied pitches and volumes of the crowd's cheers leave no questions as to their favorites. All right, so we have made it into the quarterfinals of the jousts, which is pretty impressive, and just making it into the quarterfinals. So we showed ourselves off well in the duels by beating Lord Robert Clegane, and now we make it into the quarterfinals of the joust, which is obviously the most prestigious of all of the tournaments. So I think no matter what, this tournament will have been a success for us overall. But let's see if we can just put the cherry on top. If we can get past into the semifinals of the joust, that would be truly, truly impressive. So, but we're going up against John Connington, so we've got our work cut out for us. We are ready here. So let's see how this goes. Thunk! A sonorous crash of wood against wood signals my aim to be true, and the force behind it is such that John reels precipitously before crashing to the ground. I curb my horse at the end of its run and peer down at my adversary. John hauls himself to an upright position, seemingly just winded rather than injured, but his shield lies rent in two on the ground near him. He regards it sorrowfully as a valet collects the pieces, adding them to a small pile I recognize as being his primary and presumably only other shield. Are you hurt? Let's get you upright. Such is the nature of the joust. Indeed, such is the nature of the joust. Whew, okay. All right, let's see. Can we beat John Connington in this joust? I don't know if we're going to, but we're going to give it a shot. The banners flicker and flap in the breeze, greatly stealing away the crowd's breath for a moment as I curb my horse. I hoist my lance as the previous events of the contest play back through my mind, like when my opponent was not clean off their horse. I'm on top, but there's still another tote left. All I need to do is draw this last pass. Maybe if I hit him in the head, aim high, go low. I think, no trickery, just aim for the shield. I think we aim high, go low. I think we won it. I think we beat John Connington in the joust. First, the sound of the crash, then an instant later, a shuddering jolt up my arm, then another sound, the crowd's acclaim. My lance strikes home with force, shattering on my adversary's shield. Even more notably, they have missed entirely. We reset a last time as my horse thunders towards John. I have a good feeling about this still. My lance catches him full in the chest, throwing him to the ground in a shower of splinters as my horse continues on. The judges call an end. I have won. Victory! We beat John Connington, a character from the books who plays, a reasonably important role in the story here. We have beaten him in the joust. Okay, this tournament is, I would say that this is a victory. I mean, for us, 18 years of age, 19 years of age, proving ourselves with a lot of glory in this tournament. Oh, okay, so we've got Brian of Night Song. All right, so tough opponent here. That's who we're going up against. House Karen. Dennis of Moongates. Oh, we've got Dennis the Darling of the Vale. Lord Titus of Sparpike and Heron of Grey Garden. Oh, wow. An Ironborn made it into the jousting finals. Interesting. Didn't know Ironborn knew how to joust. Either way, we're going up against Brian of House Karen here. He's another Marcher Lord, so, we've got perhaps a little bit of a rivalry there. Whew, can we do this? I mean, maybe. Let's try. We're already at 71% chance, so... My opponent Brian's forearm lolls ineffectually as he takes his stance. A grimace turns into a stifled gasp of pain as he attempts to lift his lance. Clearly, the last round has taken a severe toll. I watch with some wonderment as his valets heave the lance into position, strapping it to his upper arm. It appears the need to demonstrate their honor leads my adversary to continue to compete, but there's no hope of them winning. I salute with my own lance as the crowd cheers us both. It would be disrespectful to do anything about my best honor. Oh, no, I don't. I think a perfect opportunity. Oh, I mean, it would be disrespectful to do anything but my best. Perfect opportunity. I think that we, you know, deceitful, ambitious. I think this is where our deceitful and ambitious nature is gonna come out. So yeah, we're gonna try to take advantage of that. So the banners flick and flap in the breeze, stealing away the crowd's breath for a moment as I curb my horse. I hoist my lance as the previous events in the contest play through the tilt. Like when he tried to continue on despite his wound. I'm on top, but there's still another tilt left. I mean, I think that our best chance here is going to be if we aim high, go low once again. Oh, I think we got this. I think we won here. And let us see. First, the sound of the crash. Then, an instant later, a shuddering jolt up my arm. Then, suddenly, the next sound of the crowd's acclaim. We reset the last time, but we defeat our opponent. Brian's wounds speak to his valor. Indeed, he is a valorous opponent. We did try to take advantage of that, but it is a tournament, you know. We gotta prove ourselves here. So victory is ours. So we have made it to the final rounds of the Joust of Lord Robert's Grand Tournament in King's Landing. This is about as prestigious as it gets. All the eyes are going to be on us. No matter what happens here in this final joust, we will have made a name for ourselves. You know, people will remember Titus of Starpike here for this great showing. Shooting that peasant during the archery contest, forgotten. You know, the fact that we didn't qualify for the melee, forgotten. Beating the Clegane in the duel, that's going to be remembered. Getting to the final round, that's going to be remembered. Can we pull off the ultimate victory though? I don't know. We're going up against Dennis the Darling of the Vale, who is, you know, a pretty great. He's a well-respected knight here, but we are equal to him in prowess. In fact, our prowess is slightly higher, so we actually have a chance of winning this. Oh man, if we can get some good luck with the events, we might actually just win this whole thing. I don't care either. Well, I would love to win. I'll be a little disappointed if we lose, but I mean, even just making it here is pretty impressive. So go to the mark, couch the lance, rest back upon the saddle, wait for the signal, lean forward, aim. The sequence of jousting is almost mechanical to me by now, but as the twin impacts shudder through me, a sharp searing pain flares up along my left arm. Blood flows freely from a livid bicep wound. My opponent Dennis's lance having sliced viciously along my upper lung. It is a grave wound. Nobody would accuse me for cowardice, for dropping out, and indeed several concerned valets are insisting I do just that. I am made of sterner stuff than that. Discretion is a better part of valor. No, we are going to muscle through here. Despite the fact that we are injured, we took a bad wound, but we will continue, just like our opponent in the last round did. The banners flick and flap in the breeze, stealing away the crowd's breath for a moment as I curb my horse. All right. Aim high, go low. I mean, I think we try this one more time. Oh man, I think we just won. I think we won the jousting tournament. First, the sound of a crash, then an instant later, the shuddering jolt up my arm, then suddenly another sound, the crowd's acclaim, my lance strikes home with force, shattering on my adversary's shield. Even more notably, they have missed entirely. We reset to last time, and as my horse thunders towards Dennis the Darling, I have a good feeling about this tilt. My lance strikes true, straight into his shield with a deafening crash and an explosion of splinters as his own flies past me. That's all the points I need. The judges call an end. I have won. There we go. Wow, we got victory in it despite our severe, despite this wound that we took during it. We have won the most prestigious event in the tournament. This is going to put us in the greatest place of honor here in this entire tournament. I mean, this is the kind of thing in Game of Thrones. This is the kind of thing that your character gets known for, right? Like, these are the characters who have stories told about them. Well, we're just starting our story now, but things are going pretty well, I would say. Trumpets sound, the crowd clamors, competitors begin to assemble, the contest is over, and someone's moment in the sun is being readied. Indeed, our moment. After many trials and some tribulations, and above all else, some truly spirited competition, Lord Titus beat Dennis the Darling in the final. Titus is our winner. Truly, there are none other in the Iron Throne that can match my skill. I've proved my worthiness beyond a doubt. So, wow, things, were going badly, and then really started to turn around at the end. I won. I actually won. The sun comes down on the final day of the tournament and the crowds begin to disperse. I find myself ruminating over the results. Lord Franklin's team carried the day in the melee. Lord Yon had the finest aim of any in the archery. I broke innumerable lances to prove my quality in the jousts. Lord Corbin's superiority with the blade had them take home the prize in the duel. What a great occasion. So we got a prize. And the ceremony is about to begin here. So here are our winners. Indeed, look at this. So we did make it. What did we get? I think we got prize armor, prowess +6. Yeah, I mean, captain effectiveness, injury resistance. Oh, that's nice. That's a little bonus, I guess, to in duels and things like that, I imagine. Yeah, so we got and let's look at this. While the chain links do not offer room for decoration, the masterful work on the riveting sets this piece apart from common mail. The set includes an enclosed helmet and mail coif padded with velvet. The whole armor has been plated with a thick layer of gold. I don't know how thick the layer of gold must be, but this is probably presumably a pretty well-made piece of armor here. So that is, yeah, and we've presumably gained, 750 prestige. We got some money as well. We gained champion jouster, so that's going to give us some bonuses, and we gained some renown for our dynasty. So finish the grand tournament. Let's take a look at our new suit of armor here, and that's going to bring our prowess up to 32, which is pretty good. So with that, the tournament is done. We return home, and it is on the journey home that we encounter that courier who informs us of the unfortunate passing of our wife, Lady Margot, and the birth of our daughter. We shall have to return home and, mourn our wife and, celebrate the birth of our daughter if we can in the next episode. Until then, thank you for watching.